Next question over to Brad comes from Zoe, who has a new home and is going shopping later today to purchase replacement HVAC filters. She has two questions, Brad. How often should those filters be replaced? And should she buy the cheap ones versus the more expensive ones? Because she heard that the cheap ones put less of a drain or strain on the blower of her system. So, Brad, thoughts on that?
So, Bob, this is a question that comes up periodically.
Yeah.
There is a listener right now who's getting ready to call you and tell you that my answer is going to be incorrect. So
Okay.
the reason I'm telling you this is there are different schools of thought on this.
Oh.
There are those folks that believe those dollar filters that have very little airflow blocking capability are the most effective and efficient filters out there because they don't put any pressure on blower motors. I am not in that camp. I am in the camp of I don't want allergens, I don't want dust in my house. So I use a much more efficient filter. The one that I have happens to be about 9 inches thick, but there are lots of allergen type of filters that are available out there. And that's what I use. I have a system that I only replace the filter 2 times a year. I know people are now horrified by hearing that. I do not put pressure on my blower motor. I do not burn blower motors out. So again, I think that what I would lean towards is a filter that has a high efficiency rating, that has the allergen removal properties. And if you have a question about whether or not it's right for your system, ask your HVAC guy, and he will have a different opinion than I have. But yeah, it's the most important thing to do, though, is to make sure that that filter does stay clean, that it does stay in place over time. When they fill up with dirt and debris, they'll actually basically get sucked out of place, and then you're not doing anybody any good because all of that dust is blowing straight through your ducts and it's just building up, more and more dust out there. So keep them replaced, whether it's every month, whether it's once a quarter, whether it's, the cycle I have with the specialized filter every 6 months. Just follow whatever the guidelines are for that particular filter type.
Do you get more by paying more? I mean, do you get a better efficiency? Is it true? Is there a brand that we should look for?
I've got a spring air system. That's just what was installed in my house, 15, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
It's what I upgraded to. Prior to that, I used those, what are they, 3M allergen filters, if we're naming names. But there's a lot of other good, allergen type filters that are out there. You don't need the 99 cent that just basically is like blowing through a Scotch-Brite pad.